Okay, so this is kind of a part 2 video because I wanted to show you another problem so that you get to see 2 of them and you can get to see what might be a common mistake and how to fix it. So if I have 18/30ths and I'm looking for simplest form, remember I'm looking for my greatest common factor, and that just means what number can go into 18 and 30. What is the highest number that can go into 18 and 30? So if I think to myself, oh, how about 3? Because I know that 3 can go into 18 and 3 can go into 30. So I'm going to divide this by 3 and this by 3. Divide the numerator by 3, divide the denominator by 3. And when I do 18 divided by 3, I'm going to get 6. When I do 30 divided by 3, I'm going to get 10. Now, this is not the simplest form because there is a factor that can also go into 6 and 10, one more factor. And so I'm going to show you how I can fix that and do it in one step, but even if you have to do 2 steps, that's okay. It just means that this isn't the lowest and I'm looking for the simplest form. This is not the simplest form. So this is an equivalent fraction because I divided both the numerator and the denominator by the same number, but it's not the simplest form because there is another factor that can go into both of those. And that factor, so I think what can go into 6, that can also go into 10, and it's going to be 2. And I'll give you a hint. Whenever the number ends in an even number, it's always 2 as a factor. So it might not be the largest factor, but it definitely is a factor. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by 2 and divide by 2. And I'm going to get 3 fifths. And that is the simplest form for 18/30ths. Now, if I had chosen a higher number, I could have gone from here to there with 1 step. It's okay that I did 2. I still came up with this number. But watch here. So I'm going to take this still, the 18/30ths, and I'm going to say, oh, you know what? It's not 3 that's the greatest common factor. They actually both have 6 as a greatest common factor. So I am going to divide both of these by 6, because whatever I do with the top number, I always do the bottom number. So if I divide by 6 here, I'm going to divide by 6 here. If I divided by 3 here, I'm going to divide by 3 here. So back to this problem, 18 divided by 6, I'm going to get 3, and 30 divided by 6, I'm going to have 5. And now you see, I came up with the same answer. In this problem, I had to divide by 3 and then divide by 2 because I didn't realize that was not the greatest common factor. I still came up with 3 fifths. In this one, I realized that 6 was actually the greatest common factor, and I was able to get to this number with just 1 step. So it doesn't matter, you're going to get to the same answer, but this one was 1 last step. So always when you get to the end, look and make sure that you didn't, that there isn't another factor. You can go 2 steps, 1 step, you still come up with the simplest form. This is not simplest form, this is. Okay?